Everyone, this is Alexis from IOLab. Thank you for taking a look into our 15-minute session on hidden sellout for your brand on Amazon Marketplace. We're going to try to keep it short. We have a lot to cover. We will try to give you a sense of how to identify untapped potential for your brand on Amazon. We'll measure the additional sellout that you can secure on Amazon. We'll show you some illustrations today, and we're going to show you how to lean towards better control over your brand on Amazon and on marketplaces. Just a quick introduction about IOLab. So we are based at Station F here in Paris under the beauty tech atelier of L'Oréal. We are a retail analytics company, a very international team. We work with very international brands and mother companies such as L'Oréal, Coty, Puig in the beauty sector. We work with Schneider, we work with Royal Canin. So just to give you a sense of the brands that we're talking to are considering or are already active on Amazon marketplaces. And when you talk about brand sellout on Amazon, you usually have a very partial view about your brand sellout, starting with your Amazon Vendor Central. You might start your relationship with Amazon through an Amazon 1P model. Your vendor, your brand has access to Vendor Central on Amazon. You might work with other preferred sellers. Whatever you choose to go with a third-party player or Amazon itself, you have, I guess, an approved assortment, some products that you would like to see distributed on Amazon, and you have some preferred sellers, right? But in this brand sellout view, it's really an iceberg. What you see on your Amazon Vendor Central is only the tip of the iceberg. And if you take a look under that, you have, first of all, what we call leakage, which is basically your preferred sellers, such as Amazon 1P, distributing products that you didn't approve. And this is very common in a lot of industries where you have a discussion, a commercial agreement with Amazon or with other sellers. They start distributing more products than what was originally agreed upon, which is an issue, obviously. What you're also missing out on by just looking at your Amazon Vendor Central are poachers. And poachers basically are people that are playing on the same approved assortment on your official product pages and are not preferred sellers. Typically here, we're talking about the buy box. It's certainly a concept you're familiar with if you have your Amazon Vendor Central set up. You have access to what we call the lost buy box rate. This is when you lose the buy box. This is when you lose sellout on your official product pages. And this happens due to the presence of those unauthorized or other sellers. This is what we call poachers. And finally, you have everything that is very much present on Amazon, everything that goes in the wrong direction. You have unapproved assortment distributed by other sellers that are not supposed to, that don't have a commercial agreement with you. Right? So this is the iceberg. Obviously, it's a complicated a view to display. So we decided to go with a simple matrix. And I want to give you an illustration here of what it looks like. If you take a look at the brand sellout of 5 different brands, obviously I cannot share the name of the brands here, in a particular category on Amazon, on one Amazon in March 2022, you take a look at the sellout of those brands, it's around 2 million euros. You have high fragmentation, you have over 300 sellers, and you can see the split of revenue through the different segments that we just mentioned. In green, the tip of the iceberg. Leakage right under it represents 17% of the total sellout, which is very significant. You have poachers under it with 15% of the sellout, and finally 30% of trespassers. So as you can see in this concrete illustration, we see the split of sellout is a bit more, or your sellout on Amazon is a bit more complicated than just the Amazon Vendor Central, the tip of the iceberg. Here we have at iOLAB the ability to split the revenue among sellers and amongst the different definitions we just gave: healthy growth area, leakage, trespassers, and poachers. So you better understand to whom you're losing business, on which assortment are those guys playing the game and trying to make transactions, and what's the total size of the pie if you consider the full view of your brand sellout on Amazon. And this is very crucial to a better understanding, better decision making around how to grow your green area and how to turn the yellow, orange, and red parts into more green. All right, so how do we make this happen? We like to be transparent about it. We have a technology that will detect all of the occurrences of your brand through natural language processing. Our technology will take a look at everything that is being made on your brand. And that's usually not the approach of other providers. We want to give you a full overview of your brand. For that, we need to track all occurrences. That's the first step. Second step, we go with the estimation, the assessment of your sellout, of your brand sellout at seller and item levels. And we differentiate the revenue between preferred partners that you would like to develop versus other sellers that might be active on your brand. Okay. Lastly, and it's crucial for us to be able to tag the official product pages that you have decided upon with Amazon or other sellers to differentiate between approved and unapproved assortment. Therefore, the revenue that is made um, either on we would say poachers or healthy growth area versus trespassers and leakage. This is the methodology we use for L'Oreal on a global scope. We use it with our clients like Puig, Coty, with Schneider Electric. And this is the approach we strongly recommend to have a full overview of your iceberg and being able to say, okay, now I need to push this revenue through my healthy growth area, and I need to make sure that I'll have less and less leakage, poachers, and trespassers. We've seen together how you can identify untapped potential for your brand, the methodology applied to it, and even that we can size the additional sellout that can be secured on your Amazon. This can be done for obviously any Amazon in the global scope. Now we need to see how to lean towards better control for your brand. The first step, and that's always what we suggest and we recommend to our clients, is to start with a strategy called there is no one fit alls approach. We need to have a clear discussion about your strategy to implement your Amazon execution. How obviously you want to size the brand sellout, and the opportunity for your brand is through an Amazon brand success quadrant that I introduced to split the revenue amongst the different segments, healthy growth area versus poachers versus leakage versus trespassers. And we want to turn them into more brand sellout, and that means into the healthy growth area where probably the profitability for your brand is more interesting. We want to leave you with a step-by-step guideline that you can find on our website. We have also a blog where we post a lot of articles to deep dive into what actually can be done to turn leakage, poachers, and trespassers into more healthy growth area. Obviously, what we always recommend is to start with 30-minute session, 20-minute session to assess the situation you are currently in. You have material on our website. Feel free to reach out at alexi@iolab.com or to anyone at iolab.com to discuss how we can secure your Amazon brand success quadrant, how can we share with you the step-by-step guideline, and try to turn more unhealthy revenue into more healthy revenue. Thank you for your attention and see you soon.